With Wafik Moustafa. He's a political commentator and is joining us from London. Wafik, it's good to have you on this news hour. When it comes to the role that Egypt can play here, especially in ensuring that aid is able to cross through the Rafah crossing into Gaza, how important is Egypt's role in all of this?
I think Egypt can play a big role, but I think at the moment, Egypt is mere a paper tiger, and all this meeting we see and we hear about is just only dressing to a huge failure of Egypt to play a positive role in controlling what happened in the Middle East, because the power shifted from Middle East into the Gulf area, into United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. And I think it's very important that this huge miscalculation and blunder of Hamas killing 1,500 people have led to huge change in the Middle East, probably the biggest change in the last 75 years, and probably even more, probably actually 100 years since the formal breakup of the Ottoman Empire. I think the Middle East is facing huge problem, and I hope it can move into democracy, because euphoria and jubilation, what we've seen last few weeks, is not really conducive to world peace, and is not conducive to the Middle East itself. Middle East is breaking down as countries. We must say that people like Hani and Mashal, not Jafar or Castro, they are living in multi-billion states, very rich people, and Hamas play proxy wars. If you look at the tunnels, for example, thousands of tons of ammunition and weapons are passed through the tunnels. It cannot go without facilitation and cooperation of certain places like Egyptian authorities, for example. I think there's a big problem. Whatever the Arab League can have any meeting as much as they like.
Do you think then that this is partly the reason you were mentioning earlier, that it's the huge failure on Egypt's part here, and that a lot of the power has shifted to the Gulf nations, Qatar then being one of them? Do Qatar and Egypt work together here, or is Egypt looking to Qatar to regain some sort of power?
As you could see, there's an emergency situation now in the Middle East, and there's a lot of blood lost between Qatar and Egypt over the years, and there's a huge division in the Middle East. And actually, I would think Egypt will be one of the biggest losers, as much as Hamas in the forthcoming, and the Arab League itself. The winners will be places like Turkey, like new access, security and economic access between Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates and Israel, and probably India. I think Sisi playing in really losing ground. And as you can see from the picture in front of me, wearing suit and black glasses, is not conducive really to someone who's serious about situation in the Middle East and in Egypt. So Egypt is a very poor country. Egypt depending on donations from all the Gulf countries and from many countries in the world.
But Wafik, while everybody seems to be vying for influence here, the real people who are suffering are the people in Gaza right now, and Palestinians, as they have been for many years. So how do the Arab countries work together here to help the people who in many of the Arab countries and the Gulf countries, their own citizens are standing up and saying, we need to do more, we need to help our Palestinian brothers and sisters?
I agree with you, but you must realize something. The media, particularly, playing a very agitating part rather than practical part. Because if you look, for example, Rabaa Adawiya, Sisi killed 1,500 people, not a single newspaper was daring to say any word. People were not able to demonstrate. I think it's more fundamental and deeper than that. Democracy, rule of law, and right of its citizens are very important to be able to defend any rights in the Middle East. They cannot isolate Cairo from Gaza. Cairo is a big prison. Egypt is 120 million people, cannot open their mouths. Saudi Arabia, for example, you don't see demonstration in Saudi Arabia or the Gulf countries. You see them in Egypt inspired by the regime. You see demonstration in Turkey, for example, in Europe. But I think it's demonstration do not run a politics of a country. The country needs to be run properly, democratically, and by proper government.
Okay, Wafik Moustafa, it's good to speak to you. Thank you so much.